After Cape Town and the kickoff of the brand new South African Touring Car Championship and Super Cup category, it's fantastic to see a big field of cars at Kyalami. And, Michael Stephen joins the fray as Andrew Schofield had to step away with some family responsibilities. But remember, the last time we were at Kyalami with this class, Julian van der Walt had a massive accident.
It was quite challenging, overcoming it mentally. Last year, the accident, took a lot out of us, took us out of action for a couple of months. But I think with the support of the team that we've had this weekend with WCT Engineering and Chemical Logistics, kind of just pushing us on, it's really helped. And so we're quite excited for tomorrow, and I'm excited to finally turn a race lap here at Kyalami.
Before any race laps happen, we've got to get qualifying done, and with limited time on track, qualifying is now vital. To get out there and get the laps in is going to be crucial for the Super Cup and for the South African touring cars to ensure they can get to the front end and be on that pole position, which is crucial here. Robert Volk pushing hard. Oh, something's broken on the car! That's a massive moment there for Robert Volk coming out of Cheetah, and he's literally slid into almost Ingwe corner. That's a massive, massive crash there for Robert Volk as he was looking for pole position. I think he's still got the fastest time, but he's certainly got the most damaged car. It's just on the entrance of pit lane that the car ended up. So red flag out for the session.
It went in mine shaft. I couldn't do anything about it.
So a couple of guys having a chat with their team mechanics, and there you can see Robert Volk walking away, showing just how well that car is built. He was having a quick chat there to the boss man from WCT. He is on pole. Julian van der Walt alongside him, his teammate, then Michael Stephen, his other teammate behind him, with Natim Samanga first to the Toyotas. And speaking of Toyotas, Brad Liebenberg has put on pole position for the Gazoo Racing team ahead of Machotsi and Visser in the Super Cup class. And in the Masters for the Super Cup, Andre Besaidnout, the lone wolf at this stage for Team Perfect Circle down in 21st.
We didn't have the cleanest run to start with, but obviously managed to put in the time. I think we could have gone quite a bit faster this session, but yeah, coming out of the bowl, I felt the left was a little bit loose, and as I sort of loaded the outside left wheel, looked like the bottom wishbone on the left-hand side snapped. Obviously spun the thing straight into the wall on the inside and then bounced across and hit the other side of the wall, so a big impact, but testament to the safety of the cars. I mean, thankfully, doesn't feel like any injuries, but obviously just a bit banged up. Car, yeah, fairly damaged, but it looks like the chassis is intact. So, yeah, it's back at the workshop. We'll see if we can fix it and come back tomorrow, but a big job ahead if we can.
And in the Super Cup pole, it's Brad Liebenberg.
Throughout the weekend, we've been thereabouts, even if the balance wasn't 100%. And yeah, the quali made a small setup change that I thought would, work, and car was very loose. Nonetheless, somehow stuck it on pole. I mean, it was super close at the front there, but I really look forward to the racing tomorrow, and I think it's going to be lacquer, and I can't wait.
Race day has dawned at Kyalami. Yes, a fantastic effort to be back here at the home of motorsport in South Africa, and the bumper day is now about to kick off with some South African Touring Car and Super Cup action. The front end, the Toyotas haven't found the pace this weekend, but have they done something overnight to take on the BMWs, and an amazing effort from WCT to get Robert Volk's car back onto the grid. We go on board here with Michael Stephen, his teammate in the Fly Sapphire car, as they drop the hammer for the start. It is Robert Volk who's got the drop over Julian van der Walt, and Michael Stephen's looking across at van der Walt. He's watching his rearview mirrors in case Natim Samanga pounces at any point. But it's BMWs 1 and 2 possibly? No, hello, look at that. Pretorius sneaking in there as well. The South African Touring Car and Bucket List Racing Toyota Corolla just dives up the inside and keeps out all three of his Toyota stablemates there from Team Gazoo Racing. At the front end, it looks like it might be Natim Samanga, who just managed to hang on there as Super Cup heads down towards turn 1. And it doesn't look like Brad Liebenberg's pole position has been able to be capitalized on, or is it? Oh, there's a big touch. Little moment there. Visser's on the inside trying to find a way past, but there was a big moment there between Visser, and I think Tata Carella got caught out by it as well. Carella drops slightly back there behind Visser, and as they go flying past, Machotsi's dropped right back too. So Machotsi and Visser were looking for an opportunity to dive there on the inside to try and find a way through. We're on board here with the angry car of Tate Bishop. He's trying to hang on as well. There's action aplenty at the front end here for the start of Super Cup. What an amazing effort there. But where is Brad Liebenberg? Liebenberg has gone missing. So Liebenberg must have got together with somebody going through the complex at Barbecue and Yuxke. We just missed it, but what an amazing effort there from Tate Bishop to avoid the action. And then you can see the first 4 cars have now been gifted an opportunity to get away. Campos leads out over Diaz. Diaz has got Visser on his tail, so Visser survived that one. Behind that, it's Jason Campos. So Keegan leads out, Jason Campos in fourth. BMW's 1 and 2, formation flying there for the WCT team. What an effort there from them. Julian van der Vat, their stablemate, is here in third in the GTI and looking to try and close things down there on both those BMs. Michael Steven in the Fly Sapphire car, great to have him back. Remember, he's a 3-time champion in this category. Never been in a BMW though before, so certainly some new wheels there for him to play in. And Julian van der Vat, last time he was here, he was in a Ford. So it looks like that GTI 8 is working well. Behind him it's Pretorius, who's pulled away now from Gazoo Racing. They are having a nightmare this weekend. Really tough time there for Natium Samanga, Saad Variawa and Michael van Rooyen. Campos continues to lead things out over Diaz. That's the lead of the Supacup class as they go flying through there to complete their first lap in anger. And at the background you can also see some little fights there between Dean Fenter and Nicky Vistanis. Nicky Vistanis having his first run here at Kyalami in this category. Must be a daunting effort there to get into these cars and fight hard, but that's exactly what's happening. Now we go on board here with Tate Bishop as he closes onto the back end here of Campos. Looking for a way to dive through there on Jake. Can Jason keep him out? No, he just slams the door. Oh, and there's a bit of contact. Little bit of contact coming out of Yuxgate. He says, yeah, sorry, thumbs up on that one. That was all my fault possibly there. Or was he just going, no, I'm okay, you're okay, let's carry on playing. Tate Bishop will not hold back. It has affected his drive slightly though, so he loses out of position there as Machotsi dives through. Further up the field, back to the touring cars. This is Julian van der Vat. Is he going to have a go here at Michael Steven? He is. Van der Vat dives on the inside of Michael Steven in the Sapphire BMW and gets through. So it's now GTI sandwich between the two BMWs. He's got his eyes firmly set, I can tell you there, as we go back a little bit further back in that South African touring car front field into Natium Samanga's cockpit. Nati now trying to close things down on the lead car. Looks like that might be Michael van Rooyen. Van Rooyen leads out in the Gazoo Racing stable and diving through goes Nati. And he finds a way past. Now they're going to try and find a way to catch Saad Variawa. Saad Variawa, Natium Samanga and Van Rooyen going at it. A three-way fight amongst the teammates. Speaking of teammate fights, here we go. Inside line from Van der Vat. Has he hit the front? Yes, he has. Julian van der Vat forces Robert Volk wide. What an effort from the team to get this car sorted out. And it seems to be literally on the exact same rails it was on yesterday. Everything now sorted out, and now it is a drag race. BM versus GTI down towards turn 1. Oh, late braking from Julian van der Vat. That's how you do it. Going to Crowthorne corner, and the late braking keeps him out. Oh, there's a little tag there from his teammate. Volk right on his bumper and gives him a little nudge. Hey, just say, well done, boy. That's the way to turn your luck around at this circuit. That might have been a bit of a love tap, I think, there from his teammate saying, yeah, come on. That's the kind of driving I want to see from you. There's no love lost between these guys. They are teammates. They're good mates off circuit. But when it comes to racing, it's every man for himself in this team. And that's what we like to see in motorsport. And Julian van der Vat, since he's at the front, has pulled a small margin over Robert Volk. Michael Steven is just playing the tail gunner role at the moment for WCT. And he's keeping out Anthony Pretorius. What a run here from Anthony Pretorius. We saw a magnificent effort from him in Cape Town. And he just keeps getting better and better every time he gets behind the wheel of that Corolla. They head to the top of the hill. It's formation flying for this team. They look like they may get a 1-2-3 here. Bucket List Racing will have to settle for fourth place. There's no settling here from Machotzi's point of view. He certainly wants to be behind his teammate, and he'd like that fourth place if he can get ahead of Jason Campos. It's Keegan from Diaz. One of the best drives we've seen out of Dominic Diaz, that is for sure. And then Jason Campos keeps out both Machotzi and the angry car of Tate Bishop. Bishop's been closed down slightly there as well. We'll keep an eye out on whether or not Corella can find a way through, and Calvin Diaz is there as well. We're on board with Julian van der Vat. As they come across the line, the flag is out, and that's the way you do it. Come back to the circuit that was your nemesis and just showed who's boss. Van der Vat taking the victory there in the touring car category. Campos coming to the line, possibly for the victory here. Yes, he's got it. Sealing the deal there over Diaz. 1 and 2 across the line, and they beat out Charles Visser and Jonathan Machotzi. Confirmation of the results there. Van der Vat from Volk, Steven, Pretorius and Van Rooyen beating out Saad Variawa and Natium Samanga. Campos gets the victory in the Supacup class ahead of Dominic Diaz and Charles Visser. Behind that it was Machotzi, Jason Campos, Calvin Diaz and Tata Corello. JP van der Walt beat out Cara Hill. And all the way down in 20th place in the Masters win, it's Team Perfect Circle's Andre Besaidnout. But what a win from Julian van der Vat, and what a way to turn his luck around here at Kyalami.
No, it's been amazing. It's been amazing, honestly. To come here to win at Kyalami, track last year that put me out for 6 months. It's an amazing feeling. It's very emotional. but it is what it is. I'm smiling. We walked away from this race P1, good pace for race 2. Just a massive thanks to the team and to everybody who supported me through the last journey in the last year. Without them, wouldn't be here. Veschem, Chemical Logistics, WCT Engineering, my family, all my friends, just a massive thank you.
Another happy camper will be Keegan Campos after his victory in the Supacup class.
I don't know what happened in turn 1. Looks like the top 4 guys just went straight. I turned out the corner and I was in first, so I'll take that all day, boys. Unfortunately, I didn't get the fastest lap, but I have got P2 for the second race later today at 4 p.m. Let the good times roll.
With the reverse grid for race number 2, can Toyota Gazoo Racing turn their luck around? Join us after the break to find out. Welcome back to Kyle Army and race 2 action now, about to kick off for the South African Touring Cars and Super Cup. A couple of little tweaks that have to be done, particularly one on the Gazoo Racing Starlet there of Brad Liebenberg. So big contact with a couple of cars in race 1 here in the Super Cup class, and you can see a bit of damage that had to be done on a few cars with some duct tape and zip ties required as soon as possible. See everybody telling exactly what went wrong and what possibly could have gone wrong, but they've all got their own opinion. It'll all be sorted out when they get back onto the black stuff in a few seconds' time. Julian van der Walt, though, what a turnaround. Can he go for the double with the reverse grid? Rolling out now for race 2 of the South African Touring Cars and Super Cup combined. Lights out is where we go racing, and there they go. We go on board here with Robert Volk in the Veschem BMW, a little bit further back than what he'd like to be. He's trying to find a way through on 4 Toyotas up his front end there, and alongside him is his teammate. Super Cup class. Oh, Tate Bishop pulling out big time there as they hit the loud pedal to start the race in towards turn 1. We're down there for turn 1 at Saud Variao, who's got the whole shot. Is that Pretorius up in a second? Yes, it is. What a start there from Anthony Pretorius. Up in a second place. Michael van Rooyen under pressure there already from Robert Volk and from Julian van der Walt, race 1 winner. As the Cup class come down there, it's 5 abreast going through Crowthorne. That's the way we start things. They're going to be a little bit arduous. There's a little argy-bargy there, and it's Tata Carrera out of shape. Two of them just coming together ever so slightly, but what a catch there from Carrello. He forces Vastanis wide, who can't get past him. So as they come down towards Clubhouse for the first time in the touring cars, it's Robert Volk up into 3rd place. He's just snuck ahead there of Michael van Rooyen. Saud Variawa disappearing at the front end, but Pretorius doing an amazing job there in the Corolla. He is going to have a tough time of it now. He's got Robert Volk on his tail, looking for a way past the rookie. He's about to have his chain pulled, I think, as Volk has a look on the inside. Pretorius runs ever so slightly wide, but he manages to come back on the 3rd part of that apex. The triple apex corner up at Leeuwkop is a difficult one to get right, but Pretorius had the line dialed in there, and he kept Robert Volk at bay. No lift. Absolutely lovely stuff to hear that. And now on the brakes down into Crocodiles. Oh, it got close. It nearly touched, but Robert Volk just stuck on the inside, and he's up to 2nd. Pretorius down to 3rd place into the clutches of Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen's got his own problems with Van der Walt looking for a way past. Saud Variawa runs wide, puts a wheel on the dirt. Here they come, Gazoo Racing. 2 of them having a dive on the inside, and it's Michael van Rooyen looking for a way past on the Corolla. Can he get past? No, he can't. Michael Stephen gets run wide. Natim Samanga giving us a great angle here as they came out of Ingwe corner, and you can see just how tight it is amongst these 7 cars in the front end. No one willing to give an inch. On board with Julian van der Walt. Now, what is he going to do about doing this double on the day? He's got some work to do. He's got 2 cars out ahead of him, and one of them is his teammate Robert Volk getting away from him now. And up the inside comes Pretorius, forcing Van der Walt wide. And Pretorius now back into 3rd place. Oh, Van Rooyen goes with him. Van Rooyen tucks in behind Pretorius and drops down Van der Walt into 5. So the chopping and changing between 3rd, 4th and 5th place is allowing the top 2 cars to get away. Further back in the Super Cup class, Magotsi not quite up to pace that he was in Cape Town. But have a look at the pace out front. Hello, out front, that is Dominic Diaz, leading the Super Cup category. Fight for 3rd place, raging here, but Pretorius under massive pressure from Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen can't find a way through there on his stablemate from Toyota. They're not teammates, but they're definitely fighting as if it's one-on-one, mano-a-mano, and Michael van Rooyen inside line Oh, that is just a seasoned veteran there at Kyalami, showing him the way through. Remember, Van Rooyen, he used to do a bit of driving at this circuit on numerous occasions, and at the 9 hour has piloted a race car as well as the pace car. So he knows exactly where to place that car to get through. Van der Walt tried to capitalize on it though. He goes around his outside, and they're now side by side onto the mine shaft. Van Rooyen just hanging on. He tried to force Van der Walt wide. He was not having any of it. The two of them absolutely locked, wing mirror to wing mirror. Brilliant action. But Van der Walt decides, hang on, there's still a long way to go in this race. Let's just give it a little bit of a breather there. Further back in the pack here, Calvin Diaz fighting hard with Tate Bishop. Then you got Tata Carello, and that is JP Van der Walt leading things up. Brad Liebenberg is back on track in the Starlet, but the damage on that car, you can see, is not enabling him to get up to the front end battle. He's going to try and secure as many points as he can there for the Gazoo Racing squad, just ahead of Nicky Vastanis. And in fact, it's all gone wrong. Commentator's curse there possibly. Sorry, Brady. And he heads into the kiddie litter with something blowing on the car, and he's parked and out of race 2. So DNF's there for Gazoo Racing. DNF by the listening for a race 1 winner, yes. Julian Van der Walt coming into pit lane. That is certainly not what they wanted down at WCT, and that is definitely something that Julian Van der Walt did not want. He had an opportunity of a podium in both races. It's not going to happen anymore. The podium fight is now between these two. Saad Variawa leading things out, Robert Volk on his tail. How many times did we see that last season? It's back at it again. The two championship rivals at each other's throats, and now Robert Volk working frantically in a very, very well repaired car overnight to now be in the mix here with the champion, Saad Variawa. The number 1 car would love to have another victory here at Kyalami, and certainly the Gazoo Racing stable want that. That is for sure. There's a good possibility that they're heading to the checkered flag, and Variawa is just defending left, right and centre, not giving Volk any room to play. He goes wide. He's going to keep that outside line. Yes, he is. It might compromise his drive slightly. Volk knows that. Look at that. He went wide. He's going to cut back on the inside to try and drag race to the line now. It is side by side to the line between Variawa and Volk. And Variawa just with the advantage as the flag comes out. Oh, brilliant stuff. That is what touring cars is all about. Further back in the pack we go to the Supacup class. Keegan Campos has closed down on Diaz. Diaz under a bit of pressure here. Late pressure from Campos. Can Dominic Diaz hang on for his first victory ever in a Supacup race? He is looking for it big time. The two Volkswagen cars there for 4 and 5. And then there's the Campos boys for 2 and 3. So it's family affairs and teammates affairs here at the front end. And the Diaz's are literally 1 and 6 on road as well. Brilliant action there from Supacup. It is Dominic Diaz who wraps it up though, but confirmation of the results out front. Variawa takes the touring cars ahead of Volk and Steven, with Anthony Pretorius beating Michael van Rooyen. And Dominic Diaz, in top 6 overall, wins out the Supacup class ahead of the 2 Campos boys. Further back in the pack, once again it's Andre Besaidnout who comes through for the victory in the Masters. And he definitely sorted out that question whether Toyota could turn their luck around. Saad Variawa with the victory.
We didn't have the pace in race 1. We made a setup change which really didn't work. But with the reverse grade, it really helped us. We still didn't have the pace, but we managed to make the car as wide as possible. I don't think there was any way he could get past, but I did my job and sort of kept the lead. Up until the last corner we were fighting. I knew what was going on in his mind and just tried to outsmart him every corner, and I think we did that, and yeah, definitely we need to work harder for the next race and come back stronger.
I've never been taking something off to win. But we were going so slow.
Amazing to see that win coming from Dominic Diaz in the Supacup.
So I took the win, thank goodness. Keegan kept me honest all the way through the end of the race, but I'm super ecstatic. What a race. It was awesome, thank you.
WCT Engineering is certainly a strong contender this season. Let's hear it from the boss man.
Robbie, Mike and Julian were very strong all weekend. Qualified first, second and third on the grid, which is fantastic. Julian, absolutely fantastic race 1. You know, to, I guess, put the demons to bed after his big crash here last year. Rob second, Michael third, which is fantastic. Rob had a big crash in FP2 yesterday, so luckily our home base is just up the road and we could get the car back to work and beat it back into shape. But it was an all-night effort by all the guys, so really fantastic. Hats off to everyone there who got the car back into shape, and not quite a race winner, but not far off with 2 second places, so fantastic.
Let's have a look at the South African Touring Car Championship now, with Robert Volk taking the lead over Julian Van der Walt, Saad Variawa and Anthony Pretorius up into 4th. Van Rooyen with some work to do, and Msimanga just behind that. In the Super Cup, it's Machotsi with a 1-point lead over his teammate Charles Visser. Keegan Campos and Dominic Diaz now becoming a big threat to them. If you enjoyed all this race action, make sure you're at Supacup on the 18th of May for round 3 of the Extreme Festival. All this Extreme Festival action is proudly brought to you by Astron Energy, Volkswagen Motorsport, Dunlop Tires, and InvestChem Chemical Logistics.